What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, my peeps? This you guy Ray coming to you live all the way from here. Where it's here, right here. Hey, welcome to Ray's Corner Live. Welcome to Exodus Life Change. Hey, this your guy Ray, aka Ray. You know, I'm just a old humble national lived experience expert on homelessness, housing navigation, recovery, and transformational shared living. That's what I do. See, y'all used to me being all turned up. But listen, hey, we got a powerful show today. Powerful show today. I want to talk about, listen, we always talk about homelessness. Look, HUD just dropped $4.4 billion down for homelessness. Like, this might not be important to a lot of people, but it's important to a lot of people who are homeless. It's important to a lot of people who have communities that are overflooded with homelessness. So we're going to talk about this, the missing link between homelessness, housing, and lasting transformation. That's what we're going to talk about today. So you know what? I'll be right back. Let's get this in.
What's up, Unc? It's your nephew, L.A. Mars. We gonna do it one time for the people like this. Ray's Corner Live, Ray's Corner Live. Never be surprised that Ray is on the rise. Never be a fool, take it from the rise. Instagram, Facebook, Ray is going live. From Canada across the world, you can see that he's beneficial. Never the same topics, he's speaking on different issues. Preaching at different churches and speaking at different venues. Ray is that living proof that Jesus is really with you. Controversial issues, he gon' talk about it. Without Ray's Corner Live, hear his thoughts about it. If you ain't tuning in, just know you tripping, homie. This ain't all about religion, it's the wisdom, homie. And the vision, homie. It was written, but sometimes you gotta listen just so you complete the mission, homie. Ray's Corner Live, he got a testimony. I just thank God he got these blessings for me. For real. I learned not to even mess with phonies. Never. Ray's Corner Live, he got a message for me. Thanks. I said a message for me. Ray's Corner Live, he got a message for me. Go. Ray's Corner Live, Ray's Corner Live. Never be surprised that Ray is on the rise. Never be a fool, take it from the rise. Instagram, Facebook, Ray is going live. Ray's Corner Live, Ray's Corner Live. Never be surprised, Ray is on the rise. God is on our side, so we gon' survive. God is on our side, so we gon' survive.
Yeah, this is Ray's Corner Live, coming to you live all the way from here. Where it's here. Right here. Hey, listen. I gotta get through this thing because, like, my internet is like, hopefully I can make it through. It's like real slow. And the enemy is the prince of the airways, so he don't want you to hear what we get ready to talk about, right? Hey, share this thing, like this thing. Let me drop this down just a little bit so you make sure you can hear me. So we're gonna talk about the missing link. The missing link between homelessness. Watch this. Homelessness, housing, and lasting transformation. For those who don't know me, my name is Ray Wilkerson. I'm a national lived expert on housing navigation, transformation, recovery, shared living. I want to welcome all y'all to my channel, Ray's Corner Live / Exodus Life Change. Our mission is real simple. Don't forget this. Our mission is real simple. One body, one mission, one purpose, one kingdom. So today I want to talk about a subject that has been on my heart for years. You know, all them years of being homeless, all them years of being on drugs, you know, going through what I was going through. That God took me through what I thought was trauma was really my training. See, a lot of us out there that have this lived experience, we went through all this stuff and we thought our lives was useless and meaningless. And what it really was, it allowed us to go through training to do what we do today. So today, I'm going to continue to talk about this thing that's close to my heart. In fact, this question became the foundation of my flagship book, From Housing to Homeless, From Homeless to Housing the Homeless, the missing link between homelessness, housing, and lasting transformation. Go on our YouTube channel, go on Amazon, and just go on to Ray Wilkerson and check that out. But let me get this housekeeping out the way real quick. For those of you on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification button. Those of you on TikTok, if you ain't following me, hey, let's start following me. And hey, look, my Facebook people, you know what time it is. Now let me talk. Let me tell you something. That book was not written from a classroom. That book was not written from theory. That book was not written from research papers and all these courses and all that. It was written from my lived experience. It was written from surviving addiction. It was written from me experiencing homelessness. It was written from me being incarcerated. It was written from me being in recovery in August. This August, I'll have 20 years clean. But more importantly, it was written from helping hundreds of men and women move from homelessness to housing. So over the years, I keep seeing something that didn't make sense. Year after year after year after year, I lived this thing. It wasn't making sense when I was living it. It don't make sense now that I ain't living it. Two people will receive the exact same opportunity. You take a person from underneath the bridge or that encampment. You have both of them with the same opportunity, with the same housing, with the same support, with the same services, with the same resources. One person would thrive and the other would fail. I seen that in my personal life. Like, I would go through these programs and I would go in a room and I'll go out and come back and go out. And that one person that came in the same time when I came in is still in there. One person would rebuild their lives. The other person would eventually return to the streets. One person would embrace recovery. The other would remain trapped in the same cycle. And watch this. How do I know this? It's real. Because I was that second person for so many years, the one that kept failing, the one that wouldn't embrace recovery, the one that kept returning back to the streets. They put me in, they gave me a voucher and I lost the voucher. Listen. I was that other person that remained in the trap. I was that other person that remained in that same. So as I got started coming in recovery and I got better, I couldn't stop thinking about it. What was the difference? As I kept even doing my housing and getting into this thing, what was the difference? What was the difference for me? Because that last time I had some support. Why did some people succeed while others struggled under the same circumstances? Why was I struggling? So while I was out there, first I blamed the system. Yeah, man. Well, I got to come down and sign this thing. You know I'm there to send the money out. Then I blame funding because you only gave me enough money to get like the lowest class type of housing that was available. Then I blamed policy. Then I blamed programs. I blamed everybody. But I eventually realized like it's something much deeper was happening. I realized, right, that the real battle never was about housing. See, the real battle was about transformation. Even though they gave me that voucher and I got in that room, I had the housing, but I wasn't introduced to transformation. See, housing just addressed where I lived. Transformation addresses how I live. And you got to understand that's the missing link. One addresses where you live, and the other addresses how you live. So before y'all start going crazy and misunderstanding what I'm saying, let me make it clear. Let me make it perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. Housing matters. Housing saves lives. Housing is absolutely necessary. Because you got to understand, I dedicated years of my life to helping people get housed. I believed in housing. I fight for housing. I advocate for housing. And people that know me, I'll tell them I know three things: God, Doreen Wilkerson, who's my wife, and housing. But what I've also learned, that housing alone doesn't transform lives. I learned that personally from my personal experience, because I was in many places and heard some words, get out, because I wasn't responsible, because I wasn't transforming my life. I watch this, and I don't watch people move into beautiful apartments. I house people in beautiful apartments and lose them within months. I watch people receive opportunities like myself, opportunities that they prayed for, and return to the street. Get me out of this guy, and I'll never do this again. And he gets me out of it. He got it, but I did it again. I watched programs spend thousands and thousands of dollars. I've been working in the programs. I've been in those programs when we had about 200 vouchers. Some people obtain housing only to see the second homeless, only to see that person that I housed months later, right back where I picked them up. Why? Why? Because housing changes an address. Transformation changes a life. Housing changes an address, a geographical location, but transformation changes a life. That's the lesson that eventually became the foundation of my book. The more I observed people, the more I looked at my life, the more I realized the missing link wasn't another grant, it wasn't another assessment, it wasn't another government initiative, it wasn't another housing model. The missing link, based on where I came, that helped me. The missing link was helping people move from survival mode to responsibility. Because that's all I was doing, was surviving. Day to day, just making it through the day. Making it through the day. Making it through the night. See, the missing link is helping move people from survival mode to responsibility, from dependency to ownership, from hopelessness to purpose, from isolation to community, from crisis to transformation. And here's what happened over time. Over time, I identified 4 principles that consistently separate those who simply receive housing from those who achieve lasting stability. So 2 things of the 4 principles. Before I got them 4 principles, I also understand the 4 things: supported living 1 and 2, independent living 1 and 2. Those things created a way not to house people based on bed availability, but based on their baseline, and not throwing everybody into a unit. So I identified 4 principles. Get your pen and pencil out. So let me share those principles with you. Write this down. The first principle is freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. One of the biggest mistakes systems make is trying to control people. Let me give you an example. I can remember I was housing these people and quite a few times, and the case manager, who was his case manager, the guy was he was at a place, right, at a facility that wasn't up to par. So he went in there. Oh, he loved it. Oh, I want it. I said, okay, it's yours. The case manager looks at him and said, oh no, let's go look at some more places so you can have more options. Here's the problem with that. That case manager had a key to go home. That gentleman chose that place. They took away his freedom of choice. Because listen, some areas might not be suitable for you as Man, listen, I'm sorry about that technical. I told you. See, that's how this thing working, right? Let me keep this on right here. So that internet just kind of just went blank. It just went blank on me. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this thing, right? So let me get back to where I was at, right? So let me. So this first principle, freedom of choice, and understand one of the biggest mistakes they make. And I was giving you that scenario. You got to understand, people experience homelessness. They're adults. They grown folks. Do they make good decisions? I remember when I was getting clean and I was in this program, and the guy came up to me and said, you know what your biggest problem is? You're not capable of making good decisions. And I had to run with that. Here. Okay, let me go. Okay, there we go. All right. So one of the things that I really realized, that freedom of choice, when that guy told me I didn't make sound decisions, but I was grown enough to know where I wanted to live. It might not have been the best place for you, but it might be the best place for me. Like I was saying, I'm like city guy. So when I live in the suburbs and stuff like that, I remember being in the suburbs. I lived in Atlanta, and I'm looking around, and I don't know my neighbors on either side. I can't go to no high school, and everything is so far apart. But when I transitioned back into the city, I felt alive. And people ask me, why you want to move that? Like, I'm from Camden, New Jersey. I'm a retiring Camden, New Jersey. The first thing people say, why you want to move back to Camden? Because that's where I'm comfortable at. See, people experience homelessness are adults, they're grown. You gotta understand, like myself and people, when we're out there, we have survived things that most people could never imagine. Yet too often we create systems that treat us like little children. Like we can't, like, just because I'm in this condition. I have not always been in that condition. See, the kingdom doesn't operate that way. God gives people choices. God gives people allow to make decisions. God allows people to learn. And people will say, okay, some choices is what it is. People have different. I've made choices for 20 years. And God allowed me to grow. God allowed me to learn in those situations. If God allowed choice, who are we to remove it? See, transformation only happens when people are allowed to participate in decisions about their own lives, good or bad. Because you got to understand what choice creates. Like, choice creates ownership. Ownership creates responsibility. And responsibility creates transformation. Let's go. Write this down. Number 2, the second principle. The second principle is treat people like adults. This sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Many systems are designed around managing people. They want to keep people dependent on them like children. The kingdom is designed around empowering people. See, people do not rise because they are controlled. People rise because they are respected. I'm going to say it again. People do not rise because they are controlled. People rise because they are respected. People rise because they are empowered. People rise because somebody believes in them. See, I'm part of that group that where I've seen men and women who have been written off by society. I was part of that group. Written off by society. I've seen men and women who have been written off by society begin to transform because somebody finally treated them with dignity and respect. Now, some people right now can like go against what I'm saying. No, that don't work. Listen, I'm here to tell you. You know how I know it works? Because you're looking at me. I know it works. You can't convince me it don't work because I am here, going on 29 years clean. And there's others like me with that lived experience who the reason we had to go through those things that you don't understand, because it was our training to be able to go back and strengthen our brothers and sisters. After we're converted, go back and strengthen your brothers. After you have transformed your life, after you have walked that path, after you have went from A to B, go back and strengthen your brother. See, the only pushback that I'll get from people right now who don't have the lived experience, because they don't have the lived experience, because they're looking at it from their own perspective, not realizing all the things, all the conditions that caused that person to become homeless. I never wanted to become homeless. I never wanted to become on drugs. I never wanted to become a bad father. I never wanted to be a bad son. I never wanted to do those things that I did when I was out there for those 20 years. But I understand now why I had to go through what I had to go through. So you got to understand, like, when people are treated like adults, something begins to awaken inside of them. Yeah, something started waking up in me. My confidence started building in me. I started being more responsible. Ownership started, leadership. And as that confidence and responsibility and ownership and leadership and transformation followed, my life started transforming. And here's the third principle. Write this down. Participation in recovery. Nobody can recover for somebody else. Nobody can heal for somebody else. Nobody can transform for somebody else. We can support people. We can mentor people. We can guide people. We can even encourage people. But guess what? Every individual must participate in their own recovery. Until I started participating in my own recovery, until I started participating in my life, until I started taking ownership in my life, until I started taking responsibility in my life, at that moment, transformation started happening. And you got to understand, one of the biggest mistakes organizations make is doing too much for people. Doing too much like they little kids. They grown for, well, I was grown. See, when you do too much for people, and then what happens is it creates a dependence like a child. See, the goal ain't to create better clients, because you want to look at this ideal client. The goal is to create stronger people. The goal isn't dependence on the program, dependence on that case manager, dependence on that social worker. The goal is independence, purpose, and growth. So you got to understand, recovery is not something done to people. You don't do recovery to a person. You can't do a recovery to a person. Recovery is something people participate in. And if you keep, you're to walk alongside of it. Because the more I participated in my recovery, the more ownership I took of my life. The more ownership, the more transformation. And lastly, the fourth principle is accountability. Man, I was on those streets, I wasn't accountable to nothing, to nobody. This is the principle many people avoid. Accountability isn't a punishment, because I thought it was. Actually, making a person accountable is love. Because this is what accountability says. I believe you're capable of more. I know you can do more, because before you got in that condition, you did more. Accountability says, I see your potential. Do you believe I can see your eyes and you can't? That means I can see things in you that you can't. Accountability says, I will walk beside you, but I won't carry you. But you got to understand, without accountability, growth becomes optional. I'm going to say it again. Without accountability, growth becomes optional. Without accountability, progress becomes temporary. Without accountability, transformation rarely lasts. And most important, it's not about control. It's not about control. It's about when people become who they were created to be. Now, let's talk about why this matters. And then I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Because I done had you on here for long. I got blacked out for a while. I don't know if I'm freezing or not. I had to look up and see what I'm going on. Because I see my internet. It ain't popping. It ain't popping. Now, let's talk about this matter. Hopefully, like, you hearing me, right? Housing, watch this. Now, let's talk about why this matters. Housing changes an address. Transformation changes a life. Housing provides safety. Transformation provides stability. Housing creates opportunity. Transformation creates stability. Sustainability. Housing is essential, but transformation determines whether housing is a success. Ooh, let me stretch on that one. That's why some people maintain housing for years while others lose it repeatedly. I'm saying it again. That's why, like I have some friends that still like out there. I'll be 68 in August. I got some friends that's still out there surfing, couch surfing. And because you gotta understand, the difference is often not the housing itself. The difference for me wasn't just getting the key. The difference for me happened when something internal inside of me, when I discovered my purpose. Something happened inside. You got to ask yourself, the ones that failed, did they discover purpose? Did they develop responsibility? Did they embrace accountability? Did they become connected to community? Did they begin to see hope again? And those are the questions that we ask. I saw until I got to that point to see those things. Those are your transformation questions. And transformation questions produce transformation answers. So I gotta leave y'all with this. As a kingdom-minded man, that's what I am. I believe this is exactly what Jesus demonstrated. Jesus didn't simply improve circumstances, just made your situation better. No, he transformed lives. He transformed identities. He transformed thinking. He transformed futures. He restored people. And that's the model we must follow. So I'm going to say this. We're not simply called to house people. We are called to help restore people. We are not simply called to house people. We are called to help restore people. We are called to help rediscover purpose. We are called to help people become everything God created them to be. Wow. Housing becomes the platform. Housing is the platform, because that's all you talk about, housing. But transformation becomes the mission. And I believe the future of homelessness solutions belongs to organizations that understand what we just talked about. Because the future belongs to the leaders who understand that housing and transformation are not competitors. They are partners working together. One provides shelter, the other provides sustainability. One changes circumstances, the other changes lives. That's the central message. That's the central message of my book. That's what my book talks all about. From homeless, the housing, the homeless, the missing link between homelessness, housing, and lasting transformation. I'm just saying. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to sell my book, but because I believe we can make a difference. I believe we can make a difference. I believe we can have a different conversation in America. We spent billions of dollars addressing homelessness, and they just dropped another billion. Yet too often we're still treating symptoms instead of addressing the deeper issues that keep people trapped. So, when you combine housing with purpose, housing with accountability, and I got to keep staying closer to my mic, housing with community, housing with participation, housing with transformation. Guess what? Something powerful happens. People do more than survive; they thrive. I'm gonna say that again. When you do housing with transformation, something miraculous, something powerful. People do more than survive; they thrive. People do more than get housed; they become stable. People do more than recover; they discover purpose. And when purpose meets opportunity, lives are transformed. So that's the future. That is the mission. That is the missing link. Hey, my name is Ray Wilkerson, your national live expert, your national live experience expert on homelessness, housing navigation, shared living, right? I'm just saying. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for the next time. Put your notifications on. And like we always say at Ray's Corner Live and Exodus, life change. God loves you and I love you. And guess what? One body, one mission, one purpose, one kingdom. Guy Ray. Peace out. Holla.